Hey, sixth graders, it's Mrs. Johnson. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving break and that you got to relax and catch up with family and friends. Today is Monday, November 30th, and today we're going to continue on learning about systems. So I do have another bell ringer. I added in this on the agenda for every day. And what this is I'm going to have it posted at the beginning of the Google Meet so that people can pull up or make copies of things that they're going to need for the day. And then that way it won't take up as much bandwidth when we're all trying to be in the Google Meet. So if you want to pull up these things prior to joining the Google Meet, you can do that. Or if you want to join the Google Meet and then look, it's kind of up to you. But I'll give you a couple minutes leeway at the beginning of class to get those things open. So if you click on that bell ringer and go to the date for today, we have a couple of things that I want you to get pulled up. The first one is your digital lesson from 3.3. That's the digital lesson that you worked at the day prior to break. So it's last Thursday. Okay. We're going to be going through and correcting that. If you have not submitted it yet, if you want full credit, you need to submit it prior to us going through it. Okay. So make sure that gets submitted if it was finished. Then you're going to make a copy of two things. You're going to make a copy of this vocabulary slideshow, and then you're going to make a copy of these 3.3 notes. Both of those things you can keep open in some tabs and then save them into your Google Science folder because we're going to be using both of those activities today. All right, so the first thing that we're going to go through is we are going to correct the digital lesson. And so I'm going to put it up here so that we can correct that and go through. At this point, if you have not yet submitted it, the most you can get is half credit on it. All right, so the first question, what three parts make up a computer system? Is the system unit, the keyboard, and the mouse. Okay. Talked about what parts of the astronauts' wastewater is recycled, and that is their urine. Yes, their pee is recycled, and they clean it, and then they use it within their system. 4, 5 parts of a bicycle system: tire, pedal, seat, handlebars, and gears. 5, the International Space Station needs energy. What is the input and output for this energy? So the input is solar energy. So they take solar energy in and then they create heat, and that's the output. Number 7, the difference between a closed and an open system. In a closed system, energy can move in and out of the system, but matter cannot. And in an open system, both matter and energy can move in and out of the system. And we're going to be looking more at this today when we're talking about our vocabulary and when we're doing our notes. An example of an open system is a car, and an example of a closed system would be the International Space Station. We can control systems with both manual or automatic controls. So a manual control is where a person has to turn it on and off in order for it to work. So that's like a light switch or using a watering can. And an automatic system is set to go on or off in response to a stimuli. So that would be like sprinkler systems. Maybe you have that in your yard that goes on at a certain time and off at a certain time. Or sprinkler systems, the fire sprinklers in buildings will go off in response to smoke. Motion sensors. A lot of you have seen motion sensors, or the lights even in our classroom will go on or off based on motion. Then we look at something called negative feedback, and we'll talk more about that today. But negative feedback, a central air conditioner and a humidifier both turn on or off based on feedback that they get. A subsystem is a smaller system that makes up a larger system. For example, a car is a system made up of many subsystems. Our body is a system made up of many subsystems as well. And then 16, which systems show automatic controls, was the alarm clock and the solar-powered lights. Right? So you don't need to correct this at all. You just need to have it submitted. I just wanted you to be able to go through your answers and see how you did on that. Right? So we are moving on more with section 3.3, which is on systems. So you're going to have 2 tasks for today. The first one is going to be some vocabulary. All right, so you should have made a copy of this vocabulary slideshow by clicking here. All right, and what this is it has all the different vocabulary terms at the top in the blue part, so like system. What you're going to do is in the yellow square, you're going to insert a picture that represents this word. You just go up to insert image, and then you can, I would do search the web, and then you can search for an image to insert. And then write the definition of the word here. Do not write the definition. Don't just Google search it, because the definition that you get for some of these words is not going to be the correct definition. So where you can find the definitions for this are in this slideshow. They're actually all listed right on this first slide here. Okay, so that is the first thing you're doing. So writing the definition and finding an image. Your words are system, input, output, open system, closed system, control, and feedback. Okay, so that is your first task. Your second task then is to complete the notes. Again, you should have already made a copy of this document. And I will have the key so that we can go through these. We're going to go through them actually tomorrow. Okay. And what you will be doing on your notes is you will be filling in all of the blanks. Okay, by going through, here's the screencast of me talking. That's the one I suggest that you use. I also have just the slideshow below, but I kind of talk about each, or I do talk about each different part in the screencast. So I would suggest doing the screencast. The notes go exactly in order. So you have, like A and then 1, 2. So those go with the notes A, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you just fill those in. You do not need to write a summary for today. We will have the opportunity to do that later. All right, have a great day and let me know if you have any questions.